During my college summer break, I ended up staying at the house of my aloof senior. One night, I borrowed his tablet to send a voice message to my online crush. After tapping to send, no sound came out. As I turned up the volume, the bedroom door suddenly swung open. Senior stood there, a Bluetooth earpiece dangling from his left ear, and casually reminded me, "Next time you decide to use a cutesy voice, remember to disconnect from my earpiece first." One staying at Zhang Yu's place was actually an accident. Our families have been close for generations. Since my parents were away during the holiday, they entrusted me to Zhang Yu's care. After moving in, I discovered that the flawless, respectable senior Zhang Yu everyone saw was actually a completely different person behind the scenes. For example, he didn't seem to study much, yet he effortlessly ranked first in our year. On several late nights, when I went to the living room for water, I'd find Zhang Yu's computer still on, the sound of keyboard clicks coming from it, probably playing games. Usually, the next day, he'd get up around 11, lean lazily against the doorway, toss me $100 and tell me to go buy breakfast. The leftover change was my tip for the errand. Occasionally, I could catch a faint scent of smoke on him, but he never asked me to buy cigarettes. We coexisted peacefully for 2 weeks, maintaining a pattern of mutual non-interference. Until one day, my phone fell into water and died on the spot. I pitifully asked Zhang Yu to borrow his phone. He brought out a tablet from his bedroom and handed it to me, saying, "Leave it on the table when you're done." Overjoyed, I thanked him and logged into WeChat. The reason I was in such a hurry was that I had an online crush. We met in an interest group chat for a university, and hadn't seen each other in person yet. We got along well and almost always connected every night. At midnight, the door to Zhang Yu's bedroom was already closed. I tiptoed to the living room sofa, found the corner with the strongest signal, cleared my throat, and sent a string of voice messages. To make sure my voice sounded sweet, I specifically tapped to listen to them. But no matter how many times I tapped, I couldn't hear anything. Helpless, I pressed the volume button several times. Still no sound. I was baffled. Had I broken Zhang Yu's tablet? Suddenly, bang! The bedroom door was kicked open. Zhang Yu stood there wearing a loose white shirt, his hair slightly messy. Leaning against the doorframe, he took the Bluetooth earpiece from his left ear and tossed it toward me, looking extremely annoyed. "Next time you decide to use a cutesy voice, remember to disconnect from my earpiece first." I froze for a second, then my face burned bright red. He knew I'd called someone Jeej in my WeChat messages. He ruffled his hair, walked out lazily, and stopped in front of me. Suddenly he bent down close. His abruptly enlarged handsome face scared me into leaning back. Zhang Yu smirked. "Calling him Jeej? Is that how you kids date nowadays?" I avoided his gaze and timidly retorted, "None of your business." Zhang Yu stared at me for a moment, the corner of his eye twitching slightly as he repeated my words. "None of my business?" "Yes." "Oh." Zhang Yu straightened up and turned on his phone screen. "Then I'll let your mom handle it." "No." I rushed over and grabbed his wrist. "Don't tell my mom. If they found out I was already dating someone in my freshman year, they'd never let me hear the end of it." Zhang Yu remained unmoved, looking down at me with a faint smile. "Me or your mum? Your choice. You handle it." He sat down on the soft sofa, leaning lazily against the cushion, scrutinizing me. "Tell me, how did you get together?" "We met in a group chat, senior." I was practically dying of embarrassment. Zhang Yu teased, 1 year older and you call him Jeej. "What do you call someone like me?" "Sen, senior." Zhang Yu took the water from my hand and drank a sip. "Jian Shiyu, I changed your diapers when you were little. When you were 3, you pestered me to buy you candy. And now, you call someone else Jeej but call me senior." He raised an eyebrow. "Do you think that's right?" I felt like I was being lectured by a parent and hurriedly nodded. "I was wrong. I accept the correction." "What should you call me?" "Zhang Yu Jeej." "All right, you can go back now." "The tablet." I looked longingly at the tablet beside him. "Zhang Yu. It's out of battery." He was blatantly lying, it clearly still had 99% battery. Seeing him open my mom's contact again, I gloomily returned to my room and urgently found someone to repair my phone. My online crush had sent me several messages, asking me to meet at the library today. We were about to meet for the first time, and I was so excited. Since Jiang Yu happened to be out, I put on a white dress that showed my collarbone, applied light makeup, and happily headed to the library. A tall guy stood at the entrance holding 2 cups of milk tea, dressed in casual wear, looking elegant and refined. It was Tang Yi, the head of our university's academic department. He was very popular among the female students. Hesitantly, I walked over. "Senior Tang Yi." He turned and saw me, a gentle smile spreading across his face. "You. Finally meeting you." Oh my God, it was really him. My heart raced like a startled deer, and for a moment I was too shy to look at him. Lucky. He handed me the milk tea. Red bean pudding, half sugar, it's what girls usually like. I reached out with both hands. "Thank you, senior. There's a movie tonight. Want to go?" "Yes." Before I could finish, I saw Jiang Yu through the library's floor-to-ceiling window. Dressed in a white shirt, he sat lazily in a chair, legs crossed, watching me. Our eyes met, and he silently mouthed, "Come here." Crap. I'd been caught sneaking out on a date. Only an idiot would go over. I grabbed Tang Yi. Senior, I suddenly don't feel like studying anymore. Can we go watch the movie now?" Tang Yi was taken aback, his smile as bright as sunlight. "Sure, whatever you say." Just then, Tang Yi's phone rang. I saw Jiang Yu say something into his phone, and then Tang Yi hung up and said to me, "The student council president is nearby. Didn't you always want to join the arts department? I'll introduce you." A bad feeling washed over me. "I don't want to." Tang Yi waved toward the glass window and pulled me along. "Let's go, Shiyu." And just like that, I nervously sat down in front of Jiang Yu, my head practically buried under the table. Jiang Yu looked me over with a faint smile and asked Tang Yi, "New girlfriend?" Tang Yi's smile faltered slightly. "Still working on it. She's a bit shy." Jiang Yu gave me a meaningful look and slowly repeated, "Oh. Shy, huh? Then let's have lunch together." I choked on my water and started coughing violently. Tang Yi, confused, patted my back and asked, "Didn't you just say you had to go home to cook for your kid?" Jiang Yu glanced at me coolly. "The kid ran off. No one's home." I wished I could find a hole to crawl into. There was no way I could have a meal with him. I stood up timidly and said, "Seniors, I suddenly don't feel well." Jiang Yu also stood up. "Then forget it. Let's all go home." Tang Yi looked completely baffled. Okay. The date was ruined by Jiang Yu. Walking home, I received a "get some rest" text from Tang Yi. The more I thought about it, the more upset and angry I felt. "Hey." Jiang Yu's drawn-out voice called from behind me. "Why are you walking so fast?" I was annoyed with him, but afraid he'd call my mom, so I had no choice but to walk back with my head down. "What? So your online crush is Tang Yi?" "Yeah, got a problem with that. Not allowed." I bristled like a provoked cat. "What gives you the right to control me?" Jiang Yu stared at me for a moment, then smirked coldly. "In my house, no early dating. I'm not a kid anymore." Jiang Yu suddenly pulled a small box from his pocket and shoved it into my hands. "Ever seen this before?" I stared blankly at the unfamiliar object. Then my face flushed bright red. You shameless." Jiang Yu caught the box I threw back at him. Tang Yi asked me to get it for him. He leaned in close, the clean scent of laundry detergent mixed with a hint of tobacco enveloping me. "Little fool, what guys our age want is far beyond what you can give. So behave yourself and get lost once summer break is over." This was the most humiliating day of my life. My girlish feelings had been heartlessly laid bare under the sun. People grow up. How do you know what I can or can't give? "Oh, really?" Jiang Yu looked at me, his eyes deep and unreadable. "Want me to take you somewhere?" Fuming, I agreed. 11 p.m. Lion Shui Street was bustling from one end to the other. I'd known for a long time that this was a playground for adults and never dared to set foot here. He took me into a bar. It was my first time in such a place, and I felt completely out of my depth, following closely behind Jiang Yu. The music was deafening. Colorful lights pierced the darkness, stimulating everyone's retinas. Zhang Yu, clearly familiar with the place, tapped the bar. A Jägermeister, please. Then he glanced at me. Can you drink? I nodded. Zhang Yu raised an eyebrow in surprise, then turned back to the bartender. And a mojito. It turned out Zhang Yu had also invited some friends. When they saw me, they started teasing him. Young Master Jiang, who's this? He sat down casually. A kid from home. Don't get any ideas. Oh ho, young Master Jiang being possessive, huh? They waved me over. Come here, little sister. Sit next to your Jiang Yu Jej. Don't wander off. There was only a narrow space next to Jiang Yu. I squeezed past everyone and sat down. Jiang Yu didn't make room, forcing me to shrink into a compressed biscuit, back ramrod straight. He pushed the mojito toward me. Stay right here, don't run off. Keep your drink with you at all times, got it? Everyone laughed again. Young Master Jiang, is she really a kid from your home? People might think you've changed your taste. Taste? I keenly caught the word. A red-haired guy next to me whistled. Little sister, gonna tell your parents. Call me Jej and I'll spill all of Jiang Yu's secrets. I was tempted for a moment. If I had dirt on Jiang Yu, he wouldn't be able to control me anymore. Jiang Yu showed no reaction, just drank quietly. His phone screen lit up. I accidentally glimpsed it. He was chatting with someone. The red-haired guy's attention was still on me. The clinking of glasses caught my notice. He tapped his glass, the shiny liquid reflecting enticing colors under the disco lights. Little sister, let me buy you a drink. After you finish, I'll tell you who Jiang Yu's ex-girlfriend is. That really piqued my curiosity. I reached for the drink, but suddenly, a large, well-defined hand shot out and grabbed the glass before I could. Bang! The Red Bull crashed into the Jägermeister, creating a fierce foam. Jiang Yu naturally brought it to his lips and downed it in one go. He pushed the empty glass back toward the guy, his gaze calm. Finished. Now tell her. Under that faint pressure, the red-haired guy stammered, You, Jay, I was just making it up. Jiang Yu stared at him for a moment, then suddenly smiled. The Jigabomb was good. I'll treat you to 10 times that. So this was the famous Jigabomb. A strong drink that hits you instantly. The red-haired guy's face paled. He forced a smile and stood up. I have something to do another time. Another time. Remembering what just happened, a wave of fear washed over me. My alcohol tolerance has always been low. I've only ever drunk with a few close girlfriends. Coming here with Jiang Yu tonight was already making me regret it. Scared? Jiang Yu snatched a freshly lit cigarette from the person next to him and stubbered it out in the ashtray. If you're scared, go home. And stay away from Tang Yi from now on. What does this have to do with Tang Yi? Jiang Yu leaned back against the couch, seeming drunk. The lines at the corners of his eyes softened slightly, and he closed them gently. Idiot. He wouldn't be able to handle something like taking a drink for you. He seemed a bit irritable tonight. When he called me idiot, there was a faint weariness in his tone, as if he was disappointed in my recklessness. Suddenly his phone vibrated, and the screen lit up. Jiang Yu let out a breath, undid the top button of his shirt, and stood up. Lu Mingkang, do me a favor and take her home. The guy named Lu Mingkang sat up from the shadows. The first thing I noticed was his watch. I didn't recognize the brand, but it looked expensive. His attire stood out from everyone else's. A simple, well-structured grey overcoat, elegant and gentle. He gave me a brief glance, picked up his car keys and said, Address, please. I was confused. Where was Jiang Yu going? In the blink of an eye, Jiang Yu had disappeared. I quickly stood up, said, Sorry for the trouble, to Lu Mingkang, and followed him out. A row of cars was parked on the back street behind the bar. The chilly night wind hit my face, clearing my foggy mind a little. I suddenly found myself standing in front of a black Maybach and jumped in fright. He's rich. Lu Mingkang opened the rear door and gestured for me to get in. I felt a bit uneasy, wondering if sitting in the back was inappropriate. Once inside, I noticed that the simple yet luxurious interior had the passenger seat, replaced with a cartoon pillow, and snacks were strewn messily in a storage box beside it. I hesitated for a long time, really unable to figure out how such a refined and gentle young man already had a daughter. The atmosphere in the car was a bit awkward. I turned to look at the scenery flying past outside the window, when someone called Lu Mingkang. He answered without hesitation via the car's Bluetooth. A young woman's voice came through. "Hey, you surnamed Lu. Come pick me up. Now." She sounded drunk. Lu Mingkang immediately asked, "Where are you?" The girl gave an address and hung up instantly. For some reason, the car sped up a little. I realized I might be causing trouble for Lu Mingkang and spoke up. "Brother Lu, are you going to pick up MN, the little ancestor?" Lu Mingkang's tone was gentle, not betraying any urgency. "I know that place. It's not far from Senior Jiang Yu's neighborhood. You can drop me off at the gate. I can go in by myself." Lu Mingkang hesitated. "It's fine, it's still early. There are plenty of people in the complex." Lu Mingkang hesitated for a moment, then said sincerely, "Thank you." I got out at the entrance to Jiang Yu's complex, watched the Maybach glide smoothly into the night, let out a sigh, and prepared to head home. Suddenly, I slapped my forehead. I remembered the keys were still with Jiang Yu. I couldn't get in. I could only sit dejectedly at the entrance of the complex, my eyes blankly crossing the street to the alley on the other side. Gradually, I straightened up, focused my gaze, and squinted. The person in that alley looked like Jiang Yu, and another girl. They were very close. Jiang Yu was leaning lazily against the wall, head lowered, kissing. I rubbed my eyes but couldn't see clearly. After a while, the girl left. Jiang Yu's figure remained in the shadows, unmoving for a long time. Another 10 minutes passed, and I couldn't sit still anymore. He couldn't have fallen asleep, could he? I still wanted to go home. The streets were empty at 11 p.m. I crossed the road and stopped at the alley entrance. "Jiang Yu Jij?" I tentatively called out to the dark figure not far away. He was still leaning against the wall. I couldn't tell if he was awake or asleep. After hesitating for a few seconds, I stepped into the alley. As I got closer, I caught the strong scent of Jägermeister, mixed with a hint of perfume. So they had. I swallowed, praying Jiang Yu wouldn't kill me to keep me quiet, and cautiously reached out to tug the hem of his shirt, whispering, "Jiang Yu Jij, let's go home." The alley blocked the evening breeze, allowing the scent of alcohol to spread and drift in the still air. The stars pitifully sprinkled a little light. By the starlight, I saw Jiang Yu's eyelashes lowered, his breathing slow and even. He really was asleep. Curious, I stood on my tiptoes and leaned in for a closer look. Then, I met his half-open, cool eyes and the faint, almost imperceptible restlessness within them. I froze, unable to react in time. Amid the chirping of insects, Jiang Yu raised his hand, cupped my chin, and pressed his lips against mine. I trembled, my backpack dropping powerlessly to the ground, my mind instantly blank. He's mistaken me for someone else. He's kissing the wrong person. The night was deep, the perfume molecules screaming silently in turmoil, desperately trying to expel the outsider who shouldn't be there. I weakly clutched his shirt, my eyes reddening with grievance. Jiang Yu, still unaware, gently nibbled my lip, his voice melting with drunkenness and the night's tenderness. "Did you eat candy? So sweet." At that moment, it was hard to say whether I felt more upset or wronged. He had ruined my date, sternly warned me not to date early. But what was this now? I kicked Jiang Yu hard, snatched the keys, and ran away like a coward. Back home, I rushed into my room, packed my luggage, and wanted to move out overnight. Remembering I had Jiang Yu's only key, if I left, he wouldn't be able to get back in. So I silently sat on the sofa waiting for him. The clock hand passed 12, but Jiang Yu didn't come. Unexpectedly, I leaned against the sofa, dozed off, and fell asleep. I dreamed of that pretty senior girl. She had her arms hooked around Jiang Yu's neck and said to me, "Kids aren't qualified to date. Your Jiang Yu Jij is mine." Amid the noisy alarm clock sounds, I tumbled off the sofa onto the floor. Rubbing my sore neck, I slowly got up. Looking around, the living room was empty. Jiang Yu hadn't come back all night. Staying out all night, the only result I could think of was that he kissed the wrong person and went to apologize to his girlfriend. I hesitated for a long time, picked up my phone to call Jiang Yu, when suddenly the living room door knocked. I ran to open it and found Jiang Yu standing at the door, holding steaming fried dough sticks and soy milk. He was still wearing yesterday's clothes, his hair slightly messier, with some dust on his clothes. He squeezed past me, changed his shoes like nothing happened, and said, "Breakfast." Zhang Yu's calm reaction perfectly highlighted my foolishness. He obviously didn't take the matter to heart. Mustering my courage, I said, "I'm moving out." Only then did Zhang Yu notice the packed suitcase in front of the sofa. He stopped. "Move where?" I called a classmate. She said I could stay with her for a while. "Male or female classmate?" I silently glared at him. "You sound just like my mom." Zhang Yu poured the breakfast onto a plate, pulled out a chair and said, "Eat first, then talk." I was indeed hungry. The enticing aroma of soy milk made me waver a bit. I slowly sat down and took a bite of the fried dough stick. "Why do you want to move out?" Zhang Yu handed me the soy milk and added a packet of sugar. I stammered, "Last night ... in the alley ... Zhang Yu, nibbling on his dough stick, asked vaguely, "What about last night?" A lump stuck in my throat. Holding back welling tears, I lowered my head. "Nothing, just want to hang out with my bestie." I was the one who went up to him. He kissed the wrong person. Remembers nothing, making me look like a complete fool. Driven by a rebellious impulse, I looked Zhang Yu straight in the eye. "I want to date." Zhang Yu paused his chewing, his expression complex. "Date a girl? Does your mom know?" "Me? He's really too much." Zhang Yu curled his lips. "Go ahead. Stay a few days and come back. You told me to get lost before." "Not in advance." Zhang Yu pointed at the suitcase. "And no need to take everything. I'm just a pushover who can't refuse people." In the end, I just carried a small backpack and ran away from home. My bestie gave me a warm welcome. As soon as we met, she asked gossipily, "Did you meet your online crush?" "Yeah, Senior Tang Yi." "Wow. Your luck with guys is exploding. I didn't know you liked the refined but debauched type." I keenly caught the keyword. Debauched? My bestie, holding a half-finished yogurt, blinked. "You didn't know?" She leaned in conspiratorially, whispering as if afraid parents might hear. "Senior Tang Yi does that ... Does what?" My bestie's face turned red. "Just what you're thinking." I suddenly remembered the box Zhang Yi threw at me that night, and was stunned. Seeing my expression, my bestie exclaimed, "No way. You didn't know, and just jumped in headfirst." So Zhang Yu hadn't lied to me. After that, I completely lost interest in chatting. I absent-mindedly talked with my bestie, but felt somewhat guilty inside. Birds of a feather flock together. I think Senior Zhang Yu is the same type. My bestie was munching on a green tea-flavored ice cream. Hearing Zhang Yu's name suddenly, I instinctively replied, "He's not." My bestie stopped and asked curiously, "How do you know?" I couldn't reveal that I lived at Zhang Yu's place, so I just said with reddened ears, "I have a friend who knows him. Stayed at his place during the holiday. It was very safe." My bestie propped her chin, speculating with interest. Maybe she was too boring, and Senior Zhang Yu wasn't interested. Otherwise, when a guy takes the initiative, girls don't stand a chance. Staying at his place is like a lamb entering a tiger's den. I wanted to refute a few more points, but the brief, gentle kiss in the alley instantly flashed into my mind, reminding me that my bestie was right. Zhang Yu was different with someone he liked. Even his tone was different. "I'm tired." I crawled dejectedly into bed, pulled up the covers and muttered, "I guess I'll never find a boyfriend in this lifetime." Never been pursued. Buried my head in studies. Got into university. The first senior I met was a refined debauchee. The senior I'm staying with even kissed me, mistaking me for his girlfriend, without a single apology. No one in the world is more miserable than me. My bestie also crawled in and hugged me like a koala. "All right, I'll be good to you." Growing old alone together is pretty good too. After staying at my bestie's for 3 days, Senior Tang Yi suddenly messaged me. "You. We still haven't watched the movie I owed you last time. Are you free today?" Holding my phone, I paced around anxiously. I wanted to refuse, but it was me who suggested it in the first place. If I went, I was worried Senior Tang Yi might misunderstand. My bestie said, "Just reject him directly." Senior Tang Yi had helped me a lot. I couldn't do it. And so far, he hadn't done anything bad to me. Would rejecting him outright be a bit an overreaction? My bestie sighed. You care too much about what others think. You'll suffer losses in the future. I pondered hard, absent-mindedly rolling around on the bed, and picked up my phone. I found the screen was on my chat dialogue with Jung-Yu. The chat interface showed a message I'd sent. "Wanna meet up?" This was a message my bestie sent me a few days ago. I'd accidentally forwarded it. Ugh. I frantically searched for the recall button, but ended up pressing delete. At that moment, the world turned grey. I threw myself onto the sofa, tears welling up in my eyes. The next moment, Jang Yu called. Looking at the incessantly ringing button, I wished I had never been born into this world. Trembling, I pressed the answer button. Jang Yu's deep, pleasant voice came through. "Where?" My brain was frozen. No. "Yu, why don't you wear this outfit of mine to the cinema this afternoon? It'll definitely capture your crush's heart." My bestie leisurely pushed the door open, holding a European-style light yellow chiffon dress. Her voice came through loud and clear to Jung Yu on the other end. The phone went quiet for a second, then he said, "I'll buy the tickets. Time and place sent to you later." Then he hung up. Facing the busy tone from the phone, I managed a smile uglier than crying. Seems like I'd made a huge mess. 10 minutes later, my bestie looked at my gloomy, listless self and suggested, "You haven't agreed to Senior Tang Yi yet, right? Reschedule." Like grabbing a lifeline, I started editing a text to Senior Tang Yi. "Senior, I'm sorry, Ding. A message popped up on the screen. Senior Tang Yi sent a screenshot. 2 p.m. Star Cinema Hall A. Screen 1, First Love Diary. Me. I had only edited half of my rejection. I no longer had the courage to finish it. My bestie comforted me beside me. "Senior Jang Yu hasn't booked yet. Just make the times different." Ding. Jang Yu. 2 p.m. Star Cinema Hall A. Screen 3. Flipped. I held my forehead and collapsed onto the sofa, letting out a pained groan. My bestie, enjoying the drama, slapped her thigh laughing. "Yu, my intuition tells me you have a peach blossom calamity. I'm just not going. I have a stomach ache. My bestie squinted and advised me, "Think carefully. What if they bump into each other at the cinema, start talking, and find out you stood both of them up at the same time? Then I'd offend both of them." I stated the conclusion dryly. After saying that, I bit my lip, looking deeply troubled, took out my phone, and opened the cinema app. My bestie curiously leaned over. "What are you doing?" "Redeeming myself." Her eyes widened in shock. "Midnight Terror? Are you okay? It's the only showing left. I'll treat them. They probably won't say anything then. I was full of despair, seeing no light. My bestie sat close to me and comforted. "You and Senior Tang Yi, you haven't confirmed your relationship, right?" "No. If you didn't count those two Jeej," Jung Yu caught me saying, "probably not even flirting. Then you and Jen Yu, you haven't confirmed a relationship either, right?" "What nonsense is that? If you didn't count that mistaken kiss, we aren't even close." My bestie nodded with satisfaction. "Well then, a kind-hearted junior treating two respected seniors to Midnight Terror. Any problem with that?" I stared blankly and nodded along. "Sounds perfectly reasonable." My bestie snapped her fingers. "Go for it." At 2 p.m., wearing the dress my bestie picked out, I appeared at the entrance of Star Cinema. After getting the tickets, I looked around anxiously, my palms sweating with nervousness. Suddenly, someone tapped my shoulder. I turned around and was faced with a huge bucket of popcorn. Senior Tang Yi wore a white shirt, gold-rimmed glasses perched casually on his nose. Smiling gently. "Yu, you look very beautiful today." My face flushed. "Thank you, Senior. It's almost time, let's go in." Tang Yi took my small crossbody bag and started to walk in. I called out to stop him. "Senior ... Hey," a cool voice drawled from the left. "Jian Yu, you invited someone else?" I jumped, quickly took a step back, creating distance from Senior Tang Yi. "Senior Jiang Yu, you're here too ... Jiang Yu's hands were empty, his shirt sleeves casually rolled up. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dappled gold on his irregular black hair. He glanced at the popcorn in my hand, then looked up at Tang Yi. You asked her out? Tang Yi pushed his glasses up and admitted leisurely, Yes, I'm pursuing her. I was so embarrassed I wanted to find a hole to crawl into. The lines my bestie made me memorize before leaving home now sounded like excuses. Jiang Yu saw right through me. I had lost the ability to think. It felt like lightning was crackling in the air between them. Jiang Yu sneered. Sorry, her family doesn't allow it. It's fine, Tang Yu smiled. Feelings developed slowly over time. Jiang Yu pulled 2 tickets from his pocket and shoved them at me. Finish watching early and come home with me. Jiang Yu, what do you mean? Jiang Yu curled his lips. Forgot to introduce you. My kid at home. If you want to pursue her, butter up me first. After all, feelings developed slowly over time. Tang Yi was taken aback. After a moment, he replied softly. Then please, Senior Jiang Yu, be gracious and let me watch a movie with her. Impossible. Seeing they were about to fight, I timidly raised my hand, holding 3 tickets between my fingers, and mumbled, Stop arguing. I'll treat both of you to a movie. The air was still for a brief moment. Then Jiang Yu narrowed his eyes and asked, Watch what? Midnight Terror. Jiang Yu glanced at Tang Yi. Dare to? I'll keep you company to the end. I followed behind the 2 big shots, trying to make myself as small as possible. Passing the manual ticket counter, Jiang Yu naturally walked over and said a few words to the staff. A moment later, I saw him coming back with a silver bag almost as tall as his leg, which he tossed to me. A crisp, rattling sound came from inside. I looked up at him in surprise, my eyes questioning. Jiang Yu snatched the bucket of popcorn from my hand. Afraid you wouldn't have enough. Swapped for a bigger one. I realized he had just given me a bag of popcorn that would take a year to finish. Tang Yi twitched his lips boredly, then reminded me, Xiu, it's time to go in. I never thought in my life I'd sit in a cinema watching a horror movie with 2 guys. Jiang Yu and Tang Yi sandwiched me between them, ignoring each other. I never watch horror movies, but there were only 3 movies showing at 2 p.m, no other choice. I clutched the popcorn bag, shrinking smaller and smaller as the terrifying plot escalated, until I practically buried my face in the popcorn bag, not daring to look. A faint, almost imperceptible chuckle sounded by my ear. Jiang Yu leaned close to my ear and said, Scared? Should have just obediently watched the romance film with me, huh? I retorted, Who wants to watch a romance film with you? The deafening horror sound effects seemed to explode right above my head. I shivered, grabbed the armrest, and silently prayed for the movie to end quickly. But the armrest wasn't as cold and hard as I expected. I slowly looked down and found I was clutching Jiang Yu's hand. Just then, something soft and warm touched the edge of my ear. Senior Tang Yi had, at some point, reached over and covered my ears with his hands. The trio's strange pose remained silently in the darkness. Jiang Yu and Tang Yi made eye contact. The electric arcs in the air began to sizzle. I found I couldn't pull my hand back because Jiang Yu had taken the opportunity to wrap my hand in his palm, tucking it comfortably into his own pocket. After doing this, he raised an eyebrow at Tang Yi, as if saying, Go ahead and keep covering her ears if you dare. Don't get tired. The entire movie lasted 2.5 hours. I was terrified Senior Tang Yi would get tired, so in the second half I tried hard to appear unafraid. He gradually let go. But Jiang Yu showed no intention of letting go. In agony, I endured 2.5 hours. As soon as the credits rolled, I stood up, relieved. Let's go home. Senior Tang Yi, who seemed to have spotted someone, suddenly said, Yu, I can't walk you home today. See you another time. Still immersed in the plot, I waved at Tang Yi. Jiang Yu picked up the popcorn bag and asked, Where are you going back to? My bestie's place. How dare I go back with Jiang Yu? If he wanted to settle the score for me inviting 2 people at once, I'd be doomed. Jiang Yu nodded. Let's go, I'll walk you back. No, need ... Fine if you're not scared. His reminder made the horror movie plot surge back into my mind. I finally compromised. Thank you, Senior. If my bestie's apartment complex wasn't far. Through a dense shaded path, then a 10-minute walk and I was standing under her building. Usually, her lights were the brightest in the whole complex. But now, looking up at the pitch-black windows, I realized no one was home. Do I have to move back? What's wrong? No key? Jiang Yu looked down, rummaged in his pants pocket, and pulled out a small white fox keychain that looked utterly out of place on him. Its soft, fluffy tail swayed. A small key hung from its neck, its delicate black eyes round and shiny. For you. Come back to stay tonight. I recognized it. This plushie was from an accessory store I really liked. Jiang Yu had actually bought it and had a key made for me. Just then, my bestie sent a message. Babe, my grandma is sick. Won't be back tonight. Where I'll bring you the key. This meant even if I got the key to my bestie's place, I'd be home alone. For someone who just watched a horror movie, that was too cruel. I told my bestie. No need, I'll stay at a relative's place. Ah, the neighbor older brother you mentioned before. Is he handsome? I silently glanced at Jiang Yu. The school heartthrob. What do you think? It was getting dark. Couples lined the streets hand in hand. Some mall was having an event tonight, making it extremely lively. To get home, we had to pass through the couple's street they'd set up. I followed awkwardly behind Jiang Yu, staring straight ahead to avoid seeing any inappropriate for children scenes. Jiang Yu, however, seemed accustomed to it. He occasionally stopped to ask, Do you want to eat this? Blushing at the couple ice cream sign in front of the store, I shook my head, hoping he'd move on quickly. Turning a corner, I suddenly stopped. In the shadows untouched by the colorful lights, Tang Yi was pinning someone against the wall, kissing them. A gust of wind blew, carrying a familiar perfume scent that jogged my memory. Wasn't she Jiang Yu's? The world seemed to fall silent for a moment. I suddenly realized. Jiang Yu had been cheated on. Her. Jiang Yu reacted faster than me. He grabbed me, turned around, and headed in the opposite direction, leaving the noisy crowd far behind. The atmosphere was oppressive the whole way. It was hard to say who was worse off. In situations like this, I usually try my best to show empathy, so I won't be disliked. Want milk tea? He suddenly asked me. Yes. They say sweets can improve your mood. In this situation, I better not argue. 2 cups of papaya milk oatmeal, hot. Jiang Yu randomly entered a stall. This was an unpopular choice. My other dorm mates didn't like it. Unexpectedly, Jiang Yu had the same taste and even found it here. I want mine iced. No need. Hot. No need. How'd? Nay need had the same taste, and even found it here. I want mine iced. Known unexpectedly, Jiang Yu finalized it. I've never dared to resist Jiang Yu's authoritarian rule. Suppressing my discontent, I pouted and took the hot milk tea the vendor handed me. On the way, I trailed behind, furiously complaining to my bestie about Jiang Yu. He's too controlling. Who? The neighbor Jeej. My bestie replied. Forget it. Isn't your period coming soon? Tone it down. I paused. Is it? My bestie. Come on, ours are close. Mine's here, yours is soon. I sent a depressed, big-mouthed dog sticker. My bestie suddenly sent another message. Wait, is it possible he knows about your period? Oh my god, double quote. No way. I always handle it discreetly. Give it up, Ji and Shiu. If we were all spies, you'd be the first one caught. The conversation stalled. After a long time, I typed, I still think it's impossible. If it were really true. My bestie added, that would be too much like an old pervert. I couldn't quite agree with her. Maybe because of my mom's request. Jiang Yu took meticulous care of me and incidentally noticed my cycle. I stared at Jiang Yu's back for a long time, but couldn't convince myself. Right. He's just a 2-timing old pervert. Lost in thought, I didn't notice Jiang Yu had stopped and bumped right into his back. If it weren't for the hand that steadied my back, I would have tumbled over. Be careful. Senior Tang Yi's voice was like a spring breeze, always pleasant to hear no matter when. Holding the 2 milk teas, I turned around. Remembering the earlier scene, I greeted him awkwardly. What a coincidence, Senior. What are you doing here? He smiled and said, Just happened to be nearby and saw you. I quietly took a step back, positioning myself behind Jiang Yu. This liar who doesn't blink an eye, deceiving my feelings. I don't want anything to do with him anymore. Tang Yi pointed to the milk tea in my hand. Good choice of milk tea. I like that one too. Jiang Yu cut in, his face cold. Shiyu, I'm thirsty. Ah. He brazenly picked one of the milk teas from my hand and said to Tang Yi. What a coincidence. I like it too. The air instantly became charged with gunpowder. Not wanting to become collateral damage, I handed the remaining cup to Tang Yi. Senior, you. A large hand descended from above and grabbed my second cup. Jiang Yu. Sorry, one cup isn't enough for me. Tang Yi looked at Jiang Yu with a faint smile and said, It's fine. Shiyu, my treat. No, it should be my treat, senior. I realized I might be being used as a pawn. They both actually liked that pretty senior girl. On a July night, staying out a little longer made you miss the air-conditioned indoors intensely. Tang Yi stopped me at the milk tea stall and paid the vendor. The shop owner's gaze swept over the three of us. Then he smiled and said, What's up with the papaya milk? Suddenly popular. Tang Yi took the papaya milk and handed it to me. Hot day, cool down. The ice cubes in the cup clinked pleasantly, a fitting sound for the sultry summer night. I hesitated. Cold drinks are refreshing, but period cramps are truly something else. Jiang Yu leaned against the stall, unhurriedly sipped his milk tea, and chimed in. She doesn't drink cold ones. At least, not recently. That sentence finally confirmed it for me. He did know. A flicker of surprise passed through Tang Yi's eyes, and he smiled regretfully. Sorry, I didn't ask. It's fine, senior. Jiang Yu stared at his phone, probably texting someone. After a moment, he stood up impatiently. All right. Anything else? Nothing else, I replied obediently. Jiang Yu's tone wasn't great. I wasn't asking you. The implication was clear. He was telling Tang Yi to leave. Senior Tang Yu's phone buzzed. He took it out, glanced at it, took a step back and waved at me. Shiyu. See you tomorrow. Jiang Yu was in a bad mood. He took my milk tea and didn't give it back. On the way, I messaged my bestie, asking seriously. Am I really that bad? Why ask that suddenly? It's just ... Seems like no one will ever like me. My fingers paused. I deleted that sentence and retyped. It's nothing. Since childhood, I've been the good kid in the parents' eyes. No early dating, completely clueless about matters of the heart. Watching my classmates get all lovey-dovey with others, my yearning for love grew day by day. In my freshman year, I was determined to have a real relationship. But every time I wrote a love letter, the person I had my eye on would suddenly get a girlfriend. Over time, it became an unbreakable curse. Tang Yi was the same. He even stole Jiang Yu's girlfriend. Had I stayed at his place too long, passing this bad luck on to him? Before I knew it, we were home. As we entered, Jiang Yu said, Focus on learning advanced math this summer. Dating can wait. Okay. Starting tomorrow, I'll personally supervise you. I was shocked, suppressing the urge to run. Jiang Yu's grades were legendary at school. He was the only one who got a perfect score in advanced math. Someone managed to get hold of his study notes, but found them incomprehensible. I didn't want him to think I was an idiot. From then on, I began a life of rising early and studying late into the night for advanced math. The forcibly single Jiang Yu was extremely strict. I was practically working myself to the bone to keep up. Jiang Yu's thinking was clear and precise. With just a few simple sentences, he could enlighten me like a sudden revelation. Seeing the charm of an academic god, I studied even more diligently. In the blink of an eye, it was the week before school started. Jiang Yu, for some reason, became extremely busy, leaving early and returning late every day. One day, I was sitting on the sofa submitting my application for reappointment as the arts committee member. Click. The door suddenly opened a crack. Jiang Yu was back. After several days of high temperatures, the heat was enough to make steam rise from your head. Jiang Yu wore a thin white shirt, damp with sweat, the tips of his hair wet. Our eyes met. Seeing Jiang Yu like this, I suddenly blushed, closed my laptop and properly said, Jiang Yu Jeej. Jiang Yu nodded, went into the bathroom, and a few minutes later, the sound of running water and the washing machine humming came through. I quickly finished filling out the application form, sent it to the advisor, put down the computer, took out the advanced math book, stared at it for a few minutes, but didn't take in a single word. Just then, the bathroom door made a sound. Jian-Xiu, where did you put the towel? Jiang Yu's voice came through. I suddenly remembered that after washing my hair today, I had casually thrown the towel and dirty clothes into the washing machine. They were hanging on the balcony now, still wet. I trotted over. Through the frosted glass door, I could see Jiang Yu's tall figure. The light and shadow outlined his form well. I stammered, "They're washed." Jiang Yu asked again, "What about the bathrobe?" "Also wash quote. You want me to go out naked?" Jiang Yu's hand reached out from the bathroom. His fair hand was clearly defined by prominent veins, with crystal clear water droplets hanging on it. I screamed internally and said, You can't come out." "No, you're scared? Then hurry up and get me some clothes." "Where are your clothes?" "Bedroom," he added, "in the cabinet on the first level. Keep your eyes to yourself." Extremely embarrassed, I opened the door to Jiang Yu's bedroom. The grey curtains were neatly tied up. Everything was clean and tidy. The comforter was spread flat on the bed without a single wrinkle. In the most prominent place was a large wardrobe. Following his instructions, I opened the first level. Since it was a sliding door style, I inevitably saw some other things. "Jian-Xiu, hurry up, or I'm coming out." Faced with Jiang Yu's urging, I flusteredly grabbed a random set of pajamas and rushed back, stuffing them through the door crack to him. A few minutes later, Jiang Yu opened the door. I habitually lowered my head to apologize when he suddenly reached out, held my chin, and lifted it high, saying expressionlessly, "Tomorrow I'll change to an open storage rack. The bathrobes will go outside." Normally, the bathrobes were in the storage cabinet above the washing machine. Jiang Yu, used to living alone, never expected the cabinet to be empty. Sorry. My ears felt hot. I wanted to avoid him. But Jiang Yu showed no intention of letting me go. Holding my chin, he walked me from the bathroom door to the living room. "My neck hurts. You're too tall. Why do you keep making me look up?" He gave a sarcastic smile. "You didn't look at the size when getting the clothes?" "Ah? Those are my pajamas from middle school." I was stunned. Suddenly, a wave of heat rushed to my face like a volcanic eruption. The size was wrong. And I think I forgot to get him his underwear. Jiang Yu leaned down, close to me, and said slowly, "Thanks to you, I'm feeling quite cool." Jiang Yu was very close. The clean scent of shampoo enveloped me, and my heartbeat suddenly sped up. Just as I was feeling utterly lost, he let me go, swiftly slipped back inside, and closed the door. Due to inertia, my head wobbled, and my gaze unfortunately landed on the floor. The marble floor was as clear as a mirror. I froze for a moment, then abruptly covered my face, as if I had stumbled into an unknown realm. From that day on, I started avoiding Jiang Yu. I rather asked netizens for help with advanced math than accept Jiang Yu's assistance. My mom called a few times during this period, telling me to listen to Jiang Yu, saying he was older and knew more than me, and not to be willful. I agreed obediently. A few days before school started, the class monitor organized a get-together. My long-absent bestie suddenly appeared. "Come on, you've been cooped up all summer. Let's unwind." The location was an open-air barbecue villa. Not far from school, its main clientele was university student groups. They were gathered enthusiastically barbecuing. Since there wasn't enough charcoal, the task of borrowing some fell to me and my bestie. The villa area had a wide asphalt road lined with towering trees. Behind the green walls was a river that cut through the city. The sun hadn't set yet, but the surrounding open-air villas were fully booked. Passing a corner, someone suddenly appeared and bumped into me. If my bestie hadn't caught me, I would have taken a nasty fall. "Who is it, blind?" he shouted impatiently, but when he saw my face, the anger froze on his face, instantly replaced by a smile. "Little sister, here to have fun too." I recognized him as the red-haired guy Jiang Yu had confronted last time. Not wanting to engage, I apologized and tugged at my bestie, signaling we should leave quickly. He grabbed me, refusing to let go. "Hey, little sister, let me treat you to a meal. Our whole class is here. No need for you to spend money." I was hinting, warning him not to get handsy. Unexpectedly, he swayed and leaned down, asking, "Jiang Yu isn't here, is he?" My bestie cursed psycho. Then she tried to pull me away. He laughed, blocked my path and said, "Didn't you hear your Jeej talking to you?" After saying that, he easily dragged me into the villa, while he threw my bestie out the door. Struggling was useless. I tried to turn the doorknob but was stopped by Red Hair, who pinned me against the door. Red Hair's eyes were full of ill intent. "If you're not with Jiang Yu anymore, be with me, Jeej." "I won't mind." His expression made me sick. I avoided him and said, "Jiang Yu Jeej is waiting for me." The villa was full of guys built similarly to him. They immediately started egging him on, telling him to kiss me. Red Hair seemed to get interested. "Last time, your Jiang Yu Jeej treated me to drinks. I haven't thanked him yet." He groped me. "Thanking you is the same." Suppressing my disgust, my mind raced and I said, "There are too many people here. Let's go somewhere else. That small garden we passed earlier was nice." Their laughter practically lifted the roof. Red Hair lit a cigarette, squinted and smiled. "Little sister so wild. Does Jiang Yu know?" "Bro, don't chicken out," everyone urged. I secretly calculated the time it would take for my bestie to get help. As soon as the door opened, I had to run fast. Red Hair leaned close, blowing choking smoke into my face. "Don't try any tricks." Knock, knock, knock. The door right by my left ear was suddenly knocked. Red Hair, cigarette in mouth, said impatiently, "Who is it?" Angrily, he twisted the doorknob, opening a crack. Seeing the visitor, his expression changed dramatically, and he immediately tried to shut the door. At the critical moment, 4 slender fingers inserted themselves into the door crack, the back of the hand veins bulging, pushing hard. It didn't open. The next moment, the person outside kicked the door, making a loud noise. Red Hair, caught off guard, was thrown to the ground. The scene froze momentarily. The group stood stunned. They were just a bunch of idle loafers, not skilled fighters. Jiang Yu walked in, his face dark. He bent down, grabbed Red Hair's collar, lifted him, and swung his fist, landing it cleanly on Red Hair's eye socket. Red Hair yelped in pain. "Bro! Jiang Jie! I was wrong. I was wrong." Jiang Yu ignored him, punched his other eye. "What did I tell you? Didn't forget. Didn't forget." Red Hair covered his face, wailing. Under Jiang Yu's icy gaze, he spilled everything like beans. "Don't touch your people. And? Run. Run when I see them. And apologize." Jiang Yu squatted beside him, looking at him with a sarcastic smile. "Did you apologize?" Sorry. I had never seen Jiang Yu with such heavy hostility before. I was so scared I forgot how to speak. Just how badly had Red Hair been beaten before to be this terrified? Jiang Yu pressed his head down and asked, "Like her?" Red Hair shook his head. Dare not. Jiang Yu applied a bit more force. Red Hair lay prone on the ground, quickly begging for mercy. I like her. Young Master Jiang, I'm telling the truth. Have mercy." Jiang Yu raised his hand again. I quickly stopped him. "Forget it. If this caused trouble, Jiang Yu would be the one to suffer." Jiang Yu glanced at me. "Where did he touch you?" Afraid he might do something more extreme, I shook my head. Jiang Yu threw Red Hair aside, shook his hand, and stood up. "Come with me." Under the bright lights, I saw a terrifying bluish-purple mark running across the roots of his fingers. It was from the door. He didn't seem to care, leading me out the main door. Jiang Yu ignored me, his tall figure clearing the way ahead. The setting sun cast his shadow, stretching it long. I stepped on his shadow, not daring to speak. He suddenly stopped, turned around, and looked down at me. Only then did I realize he had drunk a little. Even his gaze was hazy. Sorry. Doppelkopf. Not your fault. Jiang Yu raised his hand, the injured side facing me. But you have to take responsibility for me. It was evening. The riverbank, baked all day, finally welcomed a cool breeze. Groups of teenagers rode bikes, chasing the wind and shouting along the clean embankment. The wind tangled my hair, getting into my eyes. Jiang Yu sprawled lazily on a bench, waved his hand, and slowly drawled, "It hurts. Such beautiful fingers, already swollen. 10 fingers connect to the heart. Just thinking about it, I knew it must hurt. Feeling very guilty, I whispered, "Wait here." When going out for gatherings, I usually bring a first aid kit for emergencies. My bestie said she completely didn't understand me. Who brings that kind of thing out normally? Now it came in handy. When I ran back breathlessly with the first aid kit, Yang Yu was leaning his head against the back of the bench, watching the dusk. The setting sun, dragging its tail, was hiding below the horizon. Warm light fell on him, outlining his axe-sharp, handsome features. The gentle evening breeze lifted a corner of his shirt. He held a lit cigarette between his fingers, its ember glowing crimson in the wind. His long legs stretched out lazily. Hearing me approach, Jiang Yu slowly stubbered out the cigarette, tossed it into a nearby trash can, and continued looking at me with that half-dead expression. "People still carry first aid kits around these days?" I retorted in a muffled voice. "Just shut up. You're using it and still complaining." Jiang Yu smiled. "Hurry up, it hurts." "Got it. Drama king." I took out the bandage and disinfectant cotton balls from the bag. Looking closer, I saw his skin was broken in many places, bleeding slightly. "Bear with it." Jiang Yu grunted non-committally. The iodine was used up, so I had to use alcohol swabs. As soon as I pressed one on, Jiang Yu hissed, making a pained expression. "Hurts. Right. I always use iodine for disinfecting wounds. Over time, it ran out, leaving only alcohol swabs. Doesn't hurt." Jiang Yu turned his head and looked at me seriously. "It won't hurt if you blow on it." I froze for a second, realizing Jiang Yu was being a rascal. I straightened my face and fell silent. My movements also lost their earlier carefulness. "Hey, ... Jiang Yu laughed. "Gently, it really hurts." "Serves you right." I cursed inwardly as I wrapped the bandage around his hand. "I suggest you go to the hospital." Jiang Yu casually tied a knot. "Not going." "But what?" Jiang Yu's eyes were full of amusement. One leg crossed over the other. "Want to take care of me? Be my girlfriend then. You can manage me however you want." "Jiang Yu." I shot up, my face burning red. You. He's taken the wrong medicine. Anyway, when he drinks, he becomes a completely different person, even more improper than usual. I just thought he was talking nonsense. It took me a long time to think of a retort. "You said it yourself. I'm not allowed to date others." "I'm not others." Jiang Yu had a counter ready. "Our families know each other inside out. I admit, I have some fondness for him. But going from senior Jiang Yu to boyfriend directly was too dreamlike. And he just had his girlfriend stolen by Tang Yi. How could he possibly really like me? ... So, I very disgracefully left Jiang Yu on the bench and ran away. And the class gathering was as lively as ever. After a quiet holiday, everyone had endless new things to talk about. As the party neared its end, I was feeling a bit dizzy from the food and drink. The class monitor came up to me. "Shiyu, long time no see." I smiled and greeted him. "Hi, monitor." He handed me a drink with a small note tucked in it and said, "Read it when you get back." I was stunned, didn't react in time, and he walked away. My bestie nudged me. Didn't expect the monitor to be so innocent. With the internet so developed, he still writes love letters. Held it in for a whole semester. Finally made his move. I was the class arts committee member, so my interactions with the monitor weren't frequent. But thinking back carefully, he did seem to have asked me to the library a few times. But things always came up. No way, do peach blossom luck always come in clusters? My bestie had already started researching astrology. Pisces. After summer break, you will have successive peach blossoms. Need to carefully discern if they are bad peach blossoms and must maintain a clear head. Holding the small note, I didn't know what to do. I've never been in a relationship. How would I know how to tell good peach blossoms from bad peach blossoms? My bestie said mysteriously. Anyway, it can't be old foxes like Tang Yi or Jiang Yu. Peers are more reliable, innocent. This sentence took root in my heart. Right. Jiang Yu was heartbroken and hit hard, wanting to quickly start a new relationship. I need to stay clear-headed. After the party ended, I was going back to Jiang Yu's place to pack. The monitor caught up. "Shiyu, where do you live?" "I'll walk you." I was about to refuse. "She lives at my place." Jiang Yu was leaning against the red brick wall outside. Didn't know how long he'd been waiting, now watching the monitor with a dark gaze. The scene froze for a moment. My bestie made an sound, wearing an expression of someone enjoying the show. So, Jiang Yu is your neighbor Jeej. You kept it really quiet. I signaled her not to talk nonsense. Jiang Yu extended his hand. Hello, I'm your senior Jiang Yu, I know you. The monitor interrupted him, smiling as he shook his hand. I've long admired you, senior. I wonder if I have the honor of visiting your home. PFFT. My bestie couldn't hold back. Gotta hand it to the monitor. Fearless. Jiang Yu's smile stiffened. Shiyu's classmate, welcome. Jiang Yu's place wasn't far, about a 20-minute walk. On the way, the monitor started discussing some class matters with me. Ji and Shiyu, what did you eat tonight? Jiang Yu suddenly cut in, interrupting the monitor. I looked blank. Wasn't it barbecue? There was a whole row of open-air barbecue places nearby. He stood at the entrance. How could he not see? The monitor pushed his glasses up and said politely, Sorry for neglecting you, senior. Have you eaten? I thought I heard Jiang Yu grit his teeth. He tossed out, I have. The monitor said calmly, That's good. Shiyu, let's continue. Jiang Yu gave a sarcastic smile, suddenly called me. Come here. What's wrong? Jiang Yu showed his injured hand. It hurts. Hospital. My heart tightened and I immediately went over, supporting Jiang Yu. Why didn't you say so earlier? Jiang Yu grunted. Saw you kids chatting away so enthusiastically, wanted to bear with it. But it really hurts a lot. The monitor said, surprised. Senior is injured. I'll call a car for you. How could I trouble the monitor? I quickly declined. I'll accompany senior. It's really bad timing today. Let's make it another day. So painful. Jiang Yu sighed, as if he might breathe his last any minute. I didn't dare delay, quickly hailed a nearby taxi and headed straight for the hospital. As soon as Jiang Yu got in the car, he quieted down, leaning against the back seat, eyes closed, not saying a word. I stole a few glances, fidgeted, opened my phone to search what to do for a pinched hand. After reading for a while, sitting next to Jiang Yu, my eyes reddened. Jiang Yu opened his eyes, meeting my gaze, frowned and asked, What are you crying for? Not letting you date is for your own good. Suppressing the tremor in my voice, I said, I'm sorry. The internet says you might need an amputation. I couldn't imagine Jiang Yu without fingers. Maybe I'd have to feed him from now on. Jiang Yu paused, his expression strange, like he wanted to laugh but held back. He said to the driver, Driver, please go to XX residential area. Hearing he wanted to go home, I objected. You need to go to the hospital. Why would I go to the hospital if I'm not sick? Your hand hurts. It doesn't. I was almost scared to tears, whispering. The internet says if you can't even feel pain, amputation is needed. Our families have been close for generations. If I caused uncle and aunt to lose a healthy son, I'd feel guilty forever. Amputating early might just be a few fingers, later it could be a whole arm. I'll have to take care of you later, and it'll be very inconvenient with one arm. Driver, the hospital. Jiang Yu cut me off directly, leaning close to my ear like a demon. Little chatterbox, as you wish. Let's amputate the fingers. You'll have to wait on me for everything from eating, drinking, to using the bathroom from now on. I was so scared I didn't dare move. After a moment, I nodded firmly. Okay. Jiang Yu was taken aback, suddenly curled his lips, looked out the window at the scenery, and didn't speak again. The hospital was relatively empty today. After the examination, the doctor said no bones were injured, just rest at home for a few days. As we left, the doctor said, Your little girlfriend is quite something. Jiang Yu laughed very unkindly. I was utterly embarrassed and didn't say a word when leaving the hospital. When Jiang Yu finished laughing, he patted my head. I was tricking you. It's just a superficial wound, not that painful. You were pretending just now. I was furious, squinting and asking softly. Jiang Yu, not realizing the seriousness, replied, Yeah. The next moment I mustered all my strength and punched Jiang Yu squarely in the chest. Jiang Yu winced in pain, hissing softly. Seeing me coldly ignore him and walk away, he quickly caught up. Hey, ... Don't call me. Angry. Can go. Don't coldly ignore him and walk away. He quickly caught up. Hey, ... Don't call me. Hey, I almost thought I'd have to take care of you for life. Jiang Yu grabbed my collar, pulling me close to him. At 185 centimeters tall, he bent down and whispered, Let's make a deal. My nose tingled with unshed tears, and I asked plaintively, What do you want to discuss? I thought he was going to say he'd never bully me again. Jiang Yu smiled faintly. Let me take care of you instead. Thump. I heard the sound of my own heartbeat. Tears were still welling in my eyes, but my brain stopped obeying commands first. Only a little figure remained, running back and forth in my mind. Screaming, Jiang Yu's gaze was intense and direct. I embarrassedly lowered my eyes, my mind filled with my bestie's words. After summer break. Bad peach blossoms ... Jiang Yu ... But the bad peach blossoms smelled really good. Hey, yes or no? Give me an answer. Jiang Yu smiled lazily and casually. Or do you prefer me to chase you? I tightened my grip on my skirt. Do you always ... pick up girls ... like this? I've never chased anyone before. I suddenly remembered that night and asked that day, that senior girl, why was she in the alley? Her? She pestered me for Tangy's contact info. I gave it to her. Then ... how could you just kiss someone like that? That night, I just couldn't distinguish between dream and reality. But I wasn't confused about who you were. As if touching on a hard-to-express secret. Jiang Yu hesitated for a moment before saying, In my dreams, I've kissed you many times already, ... double quotes, but ... bucks. Little chatterbox. Little chatterbox. Jiang Yu slung an arm over my shoulder, frowning like a gangster forcibly taking a commoner's daughter. I like you. Give me a chance. Okay. Jiang Yu bit my cheek, startling my words back into my throat. He gave a gentle bite and said with a smile, Finally got to bite you. Stared at you every day, thought about it every day. With Jiang Yu's tooth mark on my face, I stammered, You ... How can you be so improper? I've never been in a relationship, but I know few boys bite their girlfriend's cheek. Does Jiang Yu have some special fetish? Jiang Yu said, Oh, the mouth works too. But I was afraid you'd hit me. I'm not that ... conservative ... Still not allowed. Jiang Yu refused me. Afraid of scaring your mouse-like courage. I suddenly realized, could he be a beginner? So I lifted my face, mustering courage to ask him. Jiang Yu Jej. You haven't kissed anyone before. Have you? Jiang Yu's face darkened, warning me. Jian Shiyu, if you don't know much, just shut up. Don't blame me if you suffer losses later. Heh. Who suffers losses isn't certain yet. Jiang Yu wrapped an arm around my waist, lifted me up, and kissed me. I originally thought, at most, it would be like that night. But the style gradually became ... different. I stared wide-eyed in shock, pushed him a little. But Jiang Yu was determined, holding me tighter. I panicked. No one told me there were differences between kisses. I clutched Jiang Yu's shirt, like a drowning koala, holding on tightly. The world before me seemed to sway, the colorful neon lights at the street corner turning into specks of starlight, blurring into romantic halos, like a group of fairies dancing. Gradually, I lost the ability to think, closed my eyes, my heart pounding like a drum. Finally, Jiang Yu rested his forehead against mine and said softly, Remember, this is called French. My face couldn't get any redder. I buried it in his chest and mumbled a response. The stars were bright tonight. Holding Jiang Yu's hand, I walked along the roadside. Occasionally, a couple or two walked past, being all lovey-dovey. I would shake our linked arms, and Jiang Yu, noticing, would grip tighter. I have a boyfriend now too. Not long after Jiang Yu and I got together, school started officially. Standing at the school gate, Jiang Yu patted me. Come on, I'll take you to your dorm first. Slapped my forehead. I have a ... meeting. What? Jiang Yu's attention was on a nearby milk tea shop. He had just ordered papaya milk and turned back to ask me. I said, I have a meeting with the class monitor. Jiang Yu's face suddenly darkened. That kid with the thick skin from last time? I stated seriously. I need to make things clear with him face to face today. The papaya milk was ready. Jiang Yu stuck a straw in it. Let me take a sip, then took it back to drink himself. I was stunned. You have 2 cups. I'll wait for you in the library. If I don't see you by morning, no more milk tea. He picked up his luggage and heartlessly left me standing there. I checked the time. It was almost the time I agreed to meet the monitor. I hurried to the meeting spot. I waited for quite a while before the monitor arrived. From afar, he said, You're with Jiang Yu now? He wore glasses, looking refined, but his tone wasn't great. Yes. I was still worrying about how to reject him if he confessed. If he figured it out himself, it would save the embarrassment. Why didn't you tell me? The monitor asked. Sorry, The monitor stepped closer and grabbed my arm. If you like Jiang Yu, why did you agree to me? I thought I misheard. I tried to pull my hand back but found his grip strong. Taking a deep breath, I said, I never agreed to anything. Then why did you take my note? His tone made me very uncomfortable. I used all my strength to shake off his hand and said solemnly, First, aside from class duties, we don't have much interaction. Second, you slipped it to me tucked in a drink glass. The note only said you had something to tell me. What was there to refuse? Furthermore, Jiang Yu and I just got together last night. There was no need to broadcast it. I lifted my head and said clearly, If I haven't misunderstood your intentions, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I hope we can cooperate pleasantly in the new semester. I turned to leave, but the monitor grabbed my top and pulled hard. Explain yourself clearly. A few days ago, I saw you watching a movie with Tang Yi, and today you're with Jiang Yu. Pretty casual, huh? Then I can too, since you... I slapped the back of his hand and said coldly, Please show some respect. Who I'm with doesn't require your approval. We're not close, have no personal interactions, and I haven't played with your feelings. Your frustration and anger stem from your own inability to get what you want, and the resulting shame. It has nothing to do with me. If you insist on pestering, I will report it to the advisor. The monitor's face turned from green to purple. Finally, he silently let go, glanced at me, and left without looking back. When my bestie heard about it, she exploded on the spot. You really can't judge a book by its cover. Who knew he was such a scumbag? I was so scared at the time. I thought he was going to hit me. This minor incident was quickly brushed aside, and none of us paid it much mind. The first day of school was busy. My roommates chattering nonstop. I finished washing up early and got into bed to call Jiang Yu. Jiang Yu seemed busy. Computer keyboard sounds kept coming through. His roommate shouted, Quick, just one more hit, last hit, last hit. I instantly understood he was playing games. They say boys have little patience when gaming. I said, Then you go ahead, I'll hang up. Don't you dare hang up. Jiang Yu said calmly. We've only been together a few days, already so impatient. But you're busy. Not busy. Want to talk to you more. You're so clingy, I whispered. Jiang Yu's voice on the other end seemed to carry a smile. Only clingy to you. Don't even think about hanging up later when you sleep. Then came the wails of Jiang Yu's roommates. Damn couple. I thought it was too high profile and changed the subject. Did you win? Don't know, Jiang Yu said. I wasn't playing. Ah? Then what were you doing? Applying for postgraduate studies here. I was stunned. But your grades are great. You could get into BEIJING... Jiang Yu didn't answer directly. Already contacted a supervisor. Just need to pass the exam. My sleepiness vanished. I pressed. Why aren't you going to Beijing? Jiang Yu paused, then said casually. Didn't get the recommendation. His grades were outstanding. Who else could it be if not him? But he didn't sound like he was joking. I turned over, facing the wall, and whispered. Our university is great too. I can stay with you. There was silence on the other end for a moment. Then he laughed. So good at coaxing, your mouth is so sweet. I imitated what my bestie taught me, and said with a smile, You'll know if you kiss it. This time it was my roommates who wailed. Damn couple. In the end, I didn't know how I fell asleep. The next morning, my roommate shook me awake. Shiyu, you've been called out online. I opened my eyes grudgingly and stared at the campus post on my roommate's screen. Calling out a fox spirit with bad character. The account was anonymous. Holding my breath, I tremblingly opened it. The first picture was a screenshot of me, greeting people in a volunteer group chat. Caption. Plays the violin okay. Performed at the school arts festival. Many guys like her, so she's stringing several along. The second picture was of me, Jiang Yu, and Tang Yi in front of the milk tea shop. Caption. Went to the milk tea shop twice. First time senior Jiang Yu paid. Second time senior Tang Yi paid. P.S. Someone saw them watching a movie together, all three. This sea queen has no limits. The comments below were going crazy. I know her. Personally think her violin is average. Getting into the arts festival. You can imagine. Supporting the above. Info. Jiang Yu. Student Council President. Tang Yi. Head of Academic Department. Usually doesn't seem to study much but ranked top 3 in the class for finals. Got a scholarship. Anyone reporting her? Count me in. Someone said she cheated on an exam before. I think it was ... That's serious. Should investigate. See if her grades are fishy. Her name is Jian Shiyu. Lying in bed, I could no longer feel the temperature in my limbs. I wanted to refute, but didn't know where to start. The latest comment made me completely break down. I remember Jiang Yu seemed to have a girlfriend. Before I could finish reading, Jiang Yu called. Shiyu, come downstairs. I'll accompany you to class today. Suppressing my distress, I asked, don't you have class? Senior year, not many classes. Get ready. I'll take you for breakfast. Okay. My roommate tentatively asked, are you okay? I got out of bed. I'm fine. After getting ready, I went downstairs, but was blocked in the first floor lobby. A few girls surrounded me, aggressively demanding, what's your relationship with Senior Tang Yi? No relationship. No relationship? Then why did he buy you milk tea? I saw no need to explain and tried to leave. But they persisted, starting to physically confront me. The frustration I'd held in all morning suddenly found an outlet, and I ended up in a tussle with them. When Jiang Yu pulled me out of the group of girls, my hair was a mess and I had a scratch on my face. Soon, the advisor arrived and called all of us present into the office. Universities don't usually involve parents. Serious cases get direct disciplinary action. Those of us involved in the fight stood outside the door awaiting our fate. Jiang Yu went in first. I was originally at the back, but they pushed me to the spot by the door crack, so I'd be the first to get yelled at. Then the advisor's voice drifted through the crack. What's gotten into you? Giving up Beijing to stay at our school. Beijing's economic development and educational resources are far superior to our province. Jiang Yu said. It's closer to home. Being close to home isn't more important than your future. Jiang Yu, don't be foolish. After a moment, the advisor sighed. Is it because of the one outside? Jiang Yu didn't speak. I held my breath. The advisor continued. Breakups during graduation are normal. University relationships often don't last. Don't ruin your future prospects for love. And the girl can go to Beijing later too. Teacher, it's 3 years. Jiang Yu said calmly. 3 years is too long. What are you afraid of? Afraid she'd be taken away. Listening, my eyes reddened. Jiang Yu said, I've liked her for a long time. I don't want to give her up. The advisor finally lost steam and said defeatedly, I just hope you've thought it through clearly. Our school isn't bad, but Beijing would give you a brighter future. Thank you, teacher. Also, about the campus post. The school will investigate that. We can't control private lives, but if it involves academic performance, we won't let it slide. After a while, the door opened from inside. Jiang Yu came out, saw me at the door, paused for a second, then said as if nothing was wrong. Everyone, come in. For those of us actually involved in the fight, the advisor was clearly less polite than before. Since neither side would reconcile, everyone was punished with writing a self-criticism. Coming out of the office, Jiang Yu leaned against the wall waiting for me. When I saw him, I quickly turned around and walked ahead. Jiang Yu, with his long legs, followed slowly behind. Only after leaving the teaching building did he call out, "Wait a moment." I stopped my back to him. Jiang Yu walked over and patted my head. "I don't have a girlfriend. Only you." He was explaining the post, but that wasn't what I cared about. I know. My voice was thick with nasal tone as soon as I spoke. Jiang Yu bent down, leveling his gaze with mine, and caught my avoiding head. "Crying?" I looked around evasively. "It hurts." Jiang Yu sighed. "You shouldn't fight. You fought last time too. Don't learn from me. Girls shouldn't fight." He took my hand and walked towards the infirmary. On the summer morning, there weren't many students yet. The wind was a bit cool, blowing on my damp face, sobering me up a little. Facing Jiang Yu's back, I said, "Jiang Yu Jeej, let's break up." Jiang Yu stopped abruptly and turned around. "Say that again?" I said with utmost seriousness. "I want you to go to Beijing." "You heard everything?" Jiang Yu pressed his lips together, his expression not good. "I heard." My eyes moistened unconsciously, and I finally said through tears, "Long distance is too hard. What if you meet a girl you like?" Jiang Yu flusteredly wiped my tears, muttering, "Obviously you can't bear to let me go. Wait for me a few years. I'll go to Beijing too." Jiang Yu held me, gently patting my back. "Let's try long distance, okay? Don't break up." I cried even harder. The mysterious high school study materials my parents got for me were written character by Jiang Yu. I worked hard for a long time and finally entered my dream university. It wasn't until recently, seeing his handwriting, that I realized it had been him helping me all along. He was the motivation driving me forward. During countless tired and desperate late nights, looking at the clear handwriting in the notebook, I would regain hope. "Jiang Yu Jeej, I won't like anyone else." "Liar," Jiang Yu said softly. "Pisces. Take your eyes off them for a second, and they're gone." I lifted my teary eyes, stood on my toes, and kissed Jiang Yu. A light touch, then pulled away, saying seriously, "I've stamped it. I won't lie to you. I'll call you every day, visit you during holidays." Jiang Yu pulled me back and kissed me again. The sun slowly climbed the treetops, filtering through the dense green leaves. Long-distance relationships are hard. We weren't sure how long this relationship would last, but bathed in the warm sunlight, everything felt hopeful. My bestie said I was the person with the shortest relationship duration she'd ever seen. Jiang Yu joined his supervisor's research project and, after consultation, went to Beijing a year early. Not long after, the school found the owner of the anonymous post the class monitor. He was removed from his position and had to write an apology letter posted on the forum homepage. I resumed my life of attending classes and eating meals with my roommates. That secret relationship ended as summer drew to a close. Occasionally, I'd meet a few confessing boys and would politely reject them. In the first semester of my sophomore year, I joined the university's arts department and became the head of the arts department. My bestie was astonished by my diligence. "You, would you die if you rested for a while?" While recording my credits and preparing for an English competition, I said with a smile, "In a few days, I'm going to Beijing for a competition. What do you want to eat? I'll bring it back for you." My bestie grumbled, "Don't worry about me. Settle your own lifelong matter first. There are so many excellent guys around. Are you willing to just focus on your career?" My pen tip paused. I propped my chin and spaced out. He hadn't contacted me for a few days. Was he too busy? Or... I shook my head, refocused, and continued preparing. The day I arrived in Beijing, it had just rained heavily, leaving puddles everywhere. Standing at the gate of Jiang Yu's university, full of excitement, I dialed his number, only to hear, "The number you have dialed is powered off." I was stunned for a moment, dialed again, and got the same cold, robotic reply. "You, hurry up, it's about to start." The group leader called me. I snapped back to reality and jogged over. The competition went smoothly. After coming off stage, the teacher gave me a thumbs up and asked, "Little girl, are you interested in applying for our postgraduate program in the future?" I was flattered and bowed. "Thank you, teacher." I knew he was a famous simultaneous interpretation teacher at Beijing. Jian Xiu, right? The teacher smiled at me. "Very good." After the competition ended, I hesitated for a moment, then jogged over. "Teacher, can I ask you something?" The teacher stopped and said kindly, "Go ahead." "Do you know Jiang Yu? I finally came here and wanted to see him." The teacher's expression turned slightly subtle. "You mean the one from the law department? You know him?" I nodded. "He's my boyfriend. He's in the hospital." I felt as if I'd fallen into an ice cellar. "What happened to him?" Seeing I was about to cry from anxiety, the teacher shook his head and sighed. "Perforated stomach ulcer. It was quite serious at the time. An ambulance took him to the hospital." I asked the teacher for the hospital address and rushed there anxiously. An unfamiliar city, an unfamiliar address. The hospital paths complex and confusing. I was like a headless fly, wandering for half an hour before finding the inpatient building. Downstairs I was stopped. The security guard said, "During the pandemic, no random entry. Are you admitted or a family member here to accompany a patient?" "My boyfriend is hospitalized." "Which floor?" "Nucleic acid test report." "Do you have the accompanying procedures?" I shook my head, my eyes red. "I have none." The security guard sighed. "Little girl, you have nothing. I can't let you in. He must have family." "Don't worry, just video call him." My heart sank bit by bit. The security guard waved his hand. "Hurry up and leave, silly girl. It's about to rain." I took a few steps back, looked up at the tall inpatient building, and cried disgracefully. Boom. A dull thunderclap sounded in the distance. Instantly, dense raindrops began to fall. I hadn't brought an umbrella. Hiding under the narrow eaves, the wind blew the rain in, quickly dampening the hem of my clothes. My phone rang cheerfully. The moment I saw Jiang Yu's name, I answered immediately. "Hello, Jiang Yu. I hadn't intended to cry, but by the end, my voice was trembling. "She you?" "It's Auntie." Jiang Yu's mother's voice came through the phone. I immediately bit my finger, holding back tears, and said, "Hello, Auntie." "Oh dear. Why are you crying?" "Jiang Yu's phone died. It just turned on, and I saw you called many times." I sniffled and nodded. "Sorry, Auntie. I didn't know he was in the hospital." "Thank you. He just had surgery. The anesthesia hasn't worn off yet. He was afraid you'd worry. Didn't dare call you." Auntie's voice was very gentle. The tears I had barely held back started flowing again. "Don't worry. It's a minor surgery. I'll have him call you back when he wakes up." "Mom, double quotes." Jiang Yu's hoarse voice came through the phone. Auntie said hurriedly, "You. He's awake." Then came a series of rustling sounds. I heard the receiver rub against his ear. Jiang Yu's voice suddenly became louder, drowsy, and confused. "Wife, I'm here. I burst into tears. "Jiang Yu. Don't." Jiang Yu mumbled vaguely. "Let me coax you." "Don't cry. Double quotes." His voice grew weaker. Auntie took the phone back, her voice tinged with laughter. "The anesthesia is still affecting him. This kid. Fell asleep again." My face red. I wiped away tears and smiled through them. "Auntie, I won't disturb you further." "Oh, no disturbance at all. Send my regards to your mom. Auntie will come see you in a few days." I nodded heavily, then realized she couldn't see me, and said, "Okay." After hanging up, I looked at my reflection in the rain-washed glass of the bus stop and smiled. The day after returning to a university, I naturally caught a cold. When Jiang Yu called me, I was curled up in bed holding cold medicine. As soon as I answered, Jiang Yu's voice came through. "How was the English competition?" I mumbled, "Okay." He keenly noticed something was off. "You have a cold?" Jiang Yu continued. "I was too busy the past few days. Pulled several all-nighters. Didn't check my phone." "Oh." After a moment of silence, Jiang Yu said, "I swear, I really was just busy. I didn't meet anyone else." I took a sip of hot water and said, "Yeah, just busy working yourself into the hospital. Just a simple little surgery under general anesthesia. Didn't meet anyone else. Didn't fall for someone new. I'm so happy." Silence instantly fell on the other end. I said expressionlessly, "If there's nothing else, I'll hang up. Goodbye. Jian Shiyu." My hand paused, and I put the phone back to my ear to hear his excuses. After a long time, Jiang Yu only managed to squeeze out, I'm sorry. I didn't want you to worry. Now I finally know why everyone dislikes long-distance relationships. I sniffled, feeling a bit clearer, and continued. I don't even have the right to know the truth. I'm sorry. Jiang Yu panicked. I swear it won't happen again. Please don't break up with me. I was stunned. When did I say I wanted to break up? I just wanted to tell you through this. If it happens again, I'll fly to Beijing and beat you up. He suddenly sounded relieved, his tone lighter. Okay, you can beat me this time too. Wait until I'm back. Beat me however you want, I said sullenly. Let it pass this time. I'll block you for a few days as punishment. Don't. I had already hung up and blocked Jiang Yu on all platforms. My bestie stared, mouth agape. You really dare? I calmly packed my things, got dressed, and despite my dizziness, picked up my textbooks. He dared to hide a perforated ulcer from me this time. What about next time? We still have 2 years of long distance. There are some things I must know. Before leaving, I reminded my bestie. Don't agree to any of Jiang Yu's conditions. Don't add us to any group chats. Got it. That night, my parents video called. They hemmed and hawed for a long time without getting to the point. Finally, near the end, Mom cautiously asked, Sweetie, are you in a relationship? How did you know? Mum laughed evasively. Well, Jiang Yu suddenly called your dad and me to say hello. It was strange. Let's have a meal together during the holiday. Jiang Yu is very excellent. Your dad and I are very satisfied. Seriously. He even won over my parents. Oh. I was still angry and changed the topic indifferently. Is there anything missing at home? Mum said, was just about to tell you. Onesi's cat litter is out. Onesie is my family's cat. My parents are older and not good with online shopping, so I usually handle it. I nodded, hung up the video and opened the Orange shopping app. I had considered that Jiang Yu might get someone to create a group chat or borrow someone else's phone to call me. But I didn't expect him to spam my messages on the Orange shopping app. Wife, my surgical incision hurts so much. I can't sleep without you. It's been 12 hours since you last talked to me. The guy next to me mocked me for being single. Can you send me a voice message? He thinks I rented my girlfriend from this app. Can you please unblock me? It's really embarrassing to chat using this. I replied. If it's embarrassing, then don't chat. Jiang Yu immediately replied. Chatting with you isn't embarrassing. Baby, I miss you. You still have a cold. I'm worried. Was it you who had my parents mention Onesie's cat litter? There was a pause on the other end. Then immediately, I just reminded them. For the cat's own good. I couldn't help but laugh. My anger vanished into thin air. Switching back to WeChat, I unblocked Jiang Yu and asked, does it really hurt that much? He immediately called. As soon as it connected, Jiang Yu said, it really hurts. I'm not lying this time. My hardened heart instantly softened. Can you use painkillers? Took some. Still hurts a bit. Can you kiss me? My face flushed. I whispered, I'm in the library. Jiang Yu immediately became serious. Why are you at the library with a cold? I want to test into Beijing. There's a teacher who really likes me. I plan to apply for his postgraduate program. There was a long silence on the other end. After a while, Jiang Yu asked softly, Shiyu, are you tired? Not tired. Not tired. I want to be an interpreter. I want to be as excellent and dazzling as Jiang Yu. On this path of learning, I will never give up. Okay. There was some rustling. Jiang Yu seemed to lie down. In the future, our home will have 2 officials, an interpreter and a judge. I laughed, leaned closer to the microphone and said softly, Jiang Yu Jej, I like you. On the other end, Jiang Yu called out cheekily. Hear that, everyone? My wife said she likes me. Instantly, the hospital room erupted, filled with laughter and cheers. I realized he had put me on speaker. My face fell. Jiang Yu, you have no shame. After saying that, I hung up and blocked him again. We had agreed to meet during the holiday, but that winter, the pandemic worsened. In the blink of an eye, 2 years passed. and Jiang Yu couldn't come back. Meanwhile, I overcame numerous challenges and finally obtained the recommendation for postgraduate studies at Beijing. The day the list was announced, it was the first snow. Looking up at the fluttering all over the sky snowflakes, I sent Jiang Yu a WeChat message. Senior Jiang Yu. See you in Beijing. Jiang Yu replied quickly. Congratulations. I complained to my bestie. How can he be so perfunctory? My bestie nodded. Really too much. That evening, my parents came to a city and asked me to meet them at a restaurant for dinner. I casually put on a white down jacket and took a taxi there. Standing in front of the high-end private restaurant, I looked confused. Asterisk, did they win the lottery? Why choose such a fancy place just for a meal with me? I went in and gave the room number. The server led me to the room. A whole table of people was smiling, eagerly awaiting me. I scanned the room, saw Jiang Yu's family and my parents, and realized the situation was probably far from simple. Jiang Yu, she's here. His aunt teased him. Your eyes were practically burning holes in the door just now. I politely greeted everyone and sat in the only empty seat next to Jiang Yu. Jiang Yu poured me juice, placed it in front of me, then secretly reached for my hand under the table and held it tight. I blushed disgracefully. His aunt continued. Jiang Yu is about to graduate. My idea is to get them engaged first. As for when to marry, that's up to them. His uncle immediately added, Old Jian, don't worry. Our family will definitely treat her well. I knew this. Even before I was with Jiang Yu, his parents were very good to me. My parents looked at me. We should ask the child for her opinion. Jiang Yu said, I'll listen to Shiyu. I spoke at the same time. I agree. Jiang Yu couldn't help but smile, reaching out to touch my head. After the meal, both sets of parents coincidentally had matters to attend to and left. Before leaving, my dad repeatedly reminded me about the curfew. The moment their car disappeared around the corner, Jiang Yu pinned me against a tree and kissed me. Snow drifted onto our hair, hands, and cheeks. Unable to cool the warmth of affection, I tugged his collar, took a light breath of cold air, and said with a smile, Senior Jiang Yu, I have a curfew. Jiang Yu's eyes were dark and intense. He bit my cheek and mumbled, What to do then? I've missed you so much. These 2 years I've thought of you every minute, every second. I buried my face in his large down jacket and asked muffled, I brought my ID, did you bring yours? Jiang Yu's heartbeat suddenly quickened. His breathing became very light. Then he said regretfully, Wife, I didn't dare. I was afraid. I jumped onto him like a koala, my cheeks burning. Then just take me home. No taxis allowed. Okay. The snow fell heavier. Riding on Jiang Yu's back, I looked up at the fluttering snow. The world was left pure white and clean. Everything was quiet. Only the sound of Jiang Yu's footsteps crunching on the snow. I recited a line of poetry. Long ago, when I left, the willows were gently swaying. Now that I return, think of me. The snow falls thick and fast. Jiang Yu adjusted his hold on me and said with a laugh, I think the ancients were quite romantic. Not far away, a couple similar to us walked towards us. Perhaps sharing the same sentiment, we exchanged glances. I recognized them. It was Tang Yi and the beautiful senior girl. They nodded at Jiang Yu and me, then passed by silently. The north wind blew, shaking a cluster of snow silently down. The love poem of midsummer had crossed the chirping cicadas and the howling north wind, finally belonging to me. Jiang Yu's POV extra. Back in 2000, when my family lived in the old neighborhood, the uncle and aunt next door had just had a baby. I didn't really understand what a kid was back then. My parents said it was a little sister. My first impression of her was not very good looking. Besides crying, she couldn't do anything. Later, her mom often brought her to visit. When I got a bit older and was tasked with playing with her, she always seemed to wet herself. I tattled to my parents, saying, Jian Shiyu is a pants-wetting spirit. The result? I got handed a pack of diapers and told to change her. She was noisy, always following me around. Really annoying. This annoyance lasted until elementary school graduation. I tested into a key middle school, and my family bought an apartment near the school. Finally, I could escape her torment. Time flew. The next time I saw the little bean from my memory was the summer after my college entrance exams. Our families got together for a meal. Ji and Shiyu had grown up a bit, become quieter, had the shyness a kid should have. Sitting in the corner, she really didn't have much presence. After summer break, I started university. Ji and Shiyu stayed local for high school. My parents often nagged in my ear. The kid from your Uncle Jion's family is under so much pressure, studying day and night. Should I lend her your notes? Her? Could she handle it? After my parents mentioned it a few times, I relented. Fine, I'll simplify them. Otherwise she won't understand. And don't tell her I gave them. I didn't want the trouble of her pestering me with questions. But somehow, she still ended up here. Managed the test into my university on her own. I was the student council president. I saw her a few times during events. She wasn't anonymous anymore. She even caused quite a stir as a freshman. Soon, everyone around was talking about it. A pretty freshman arrived, plays the violin, lots of guys chasing her. During video calls, my parents brought up me taking care of her, and I agreed. But it was just helping subtly. Like accidentally leaving study notes or course key points. But I was in law, she was in English. Too few overlapping courses couldn't help much. I read her competition essays. Good writing. A talent for liberal arts. Reading further, I actually saw myself a kind big brother, silently providing study notes. She even said if she ever met me, she'd thank me personally. Idiot. We've met a few times. You didn't know anything, and it was probably just talk. Her grades were good, she was motivated. Just her taste ... wasn't great. Word spread among the guys. She was easy to fool, naive, devotedly nice to people, but her personality was extremely boring. I started paying attention to her discreetly. Luckily, it was summer break, and she was staying at our place. Maybe it would cool her little romantic notions and teach her how to really date. That night, I suddenly connected to my own earbuds and heard her calling someone Jeej, and it kept getting louder. My anger shot up. I kicked the door open and bluntly scolded that panicked face. She stood up, flustered, stammering, trying to explain something. Afraid she'd go down the wrong path again, I sat down, suppressing my temper, and asked, with who? Where'd you meet? Luckily, it was just an online thing, unreliable, easy to cut off. I confiscated the tablet, but then saw her with Tang Yi outside the library. At that moment, I really wanted to crack open her head and see how much paste was inside. Asked what kind of person is Tang Yi? And she dares to get involved. Turns out, she thought I was meddling. You think I want to? If it weren't for my parents nagging, I couldn't be bothered. I found myself getting more and more irritable. Whenever I saw her with Tang Yi, I wanted to lecture her. Soon enough, Tang Yi's bad news came to me. I had to crush Ji and Shiyu's misguided ideas while preserving her beautiful illusions about love. So when Tang Yi's mess came looking for me, I didn't dare let her know. That night, that woman cornered me in the alley, smiling flirtatiously. Give me his number, or you're not leaving. Without a word, I gave her Tang Yi's contact, adding, Tang Yi's playing a girl. Make sure Tang Yi stays away from her. She agreed readily, even said she'd teach Tang Yi a lesson. I was drunk, planning to rest in the alley a bit before heading home. In my daze, I heard the little thing calling me. Her voice sounded so nice. That dream came again. Ji and Shiyu stood in front of me, well-behaved and cleverly calling me Jiang Yu Jeej. I really wanted to mess with her. Better if she cried. Then she'd know men have ill intentions, including me. Thought it, did it. So sweet. The kid's mouth was like honey. So dreams could evolve. Not just plot, but feeling too. I remembered Ji and Shiyu was still at home, afraid I might really do something outrageous. So I stayed at a nearby hotel for the night. The next morning, my knee hurt badly. Looked, it was bruised. I didn't get drunk often. Rarely drunk enough to bump my knee. I brought breakfast home. The kid was still upset. Wanted to stay at her bestie's. My mom said when a girl is angry, humor her. Let her go. A few days later, something got into her, and she asked me to watch a movie. Something got into me too, and I bought tickets. They say wise men don't fall in love. When I saw Tang Yi at the cinema entrance again, I felt like a fucking idiot. Drinking a vat of vinegar probably feels like that. Makes you abnormal. Her face was all I saw. Eyes open or closed. round, dazed and dumbfounded. Wanted to bite it. For her, I'd broken too many rules. Broke my rule about fighting again. Broke my rule about admitting weakness. In front of a bunch of kids, acting like a moron. Holding up my hand, yelling it hurt. Needing the hospital. Haven't been this embarrassed since I was 3. See how her bestie was struggling not to laugh. But watching her carefully hold my hand, considering which part to amputate, I felt balanced again. I just needed to be a tiny bit smarter than her. After all, the pot calling the kettle black, she couldn't laugh at me. Dating a young girl is really sweet. Jian Shiyu is chatty. Every time I see her well-behaved and clingy side, I love it to death. What if I left? Would she cry herself to death? Anyway, postgraduate studies are similar anywhere. A university is a prestigious school nationally, not much worse. I was busy applying for our university's master's program when she found out and kept pressing. Finally managed to evade, but she overheard everything I said to the advisor. She cried and wanted to break up, make up a mess, look like a ghost. See? Dare I leave? But the girl knew exactly how to hit me where it hurts. She said, asked she'd also test into Beijing. Once she had a good degree, she'd dump me. I wouldn't be good enough for her. I believed the first part. The second part? Bullshit. For her major to have a big future, she needed Beijing. That small frame saw further than I did. Senior year. We were long distance. 3 years of postgraduate studies? I couldn't wait. Terrified she'd like someone else. I worked day and night, didn't eat regularly for half a month, ended up in the hospital with a perforated ulcer. My first thought, must keep it secret. Winning first place in the English competition was crucial for her postgraduate recommendation. I replied saying I was busy, didn't dare contact her during the hospital stay. The day the truth came out, before I went into surgery. The doctor joked that some people talk nonsense when waking from anesthesia, asked if I had any secrets. I thought about it. Had my mom turn off my phone, and told her only to turn it on after I was fully clear-headed. Who knew my mom never listens? I blurted everything out in front of her while still groggy. Woke up, my mum smiling, asking, dating Shiyu? I went, huh? Instantly feeling a bad premonition. Right then, I'd already imagined the kneeling on the washboard position. You know that feeling before you're destined to get scolded? Always want to wait for things to get a bit better, then turn yourself in. Lessen the punishment. When I got better, able to lie clearly, I called Shiyu. She had a cold, was very distant with me. Serves me right for ignoring her. Turns out she knew everything and had blocked me. My mom mocked, you men and your clumsy tricks think you can fool people. Maybe next lifetime. I searched all social media. She left me no way out. Finally, I thought of the shopping app. That night, I exceptionally called Uncle Jian's family, expressing my sincere regards to them and their cat, Onesie. Also mentioned, due to the pandemic, cat food might be hard to get. Should plan ahead. Then opened the app and waited like watching a tree stump for a rabbit. She sure enough came online. Embarrassed myself so many times. What's one more? My student council president role wasn't for nothing. Used all my skills. Exerted tremendous effort to coax her happy. I got too happy. Put her on speaker. Let the guys hear how nice my wife's voice is. How much she loves me. Then, got blocked again. I couldn't wait to go home and see her. But due to the pandemic, got stuck for 2 years, yearning intensely. She wanted to be an interpreter. And for that goal, she got the recommendation. My girl. Ambitious, excellent. This winter, she took a step towards her dream. I took a step towards mine too. Carrying her back slowly, I remembered an old saying. People who see the snow together will be together for life. She corrected me. The first snow. We hadn't seen it together. Bullshit. I am the truth. Jian Shiyu is with me for life. No objections accepted.